All right, I don't know what that was, but it certainly wasn't a good game from the Utah Jazz. This is the Utah Jazz Post Game Show. I'm Hanson James on the Hoopster channel. We'll talk about the Mavericks a little bit, and then we're going to talk about the Jazz. There's not. I feel like I just went through. I don't even know what that was. I don't even know what to say tonight if you're a Jazz fan. For Mavericks fans, they've won, 4 of the last 5? They've turned it around. The last time the Jazz played them, the Mavericks record was like 2-8. They're now getting close to 500. Luka Doncic is legit. Looks really good. The Mavericks have had some issues with DeAndre Jordan. There's some reports out there on some of the SB Nation accounts and Kurt Heelan, I can't remember who it was, talking about selfishness with Jordan. Some of these things with Jordan, they've always kind of been there a little bit. It's not like he's the most heady player out there, but he's just such an athletic and big body, and he's pretty quick, and he can catch lobs and everything. He's so talented that he almost looks better than maybe he actually is at times. When he's locked in and playing with really good players that use him well, he's fantastic. If he's disengaged and he's not, in a great situation or whatever it is, not very good sometimes. Tonight he was okay, but really Luka Doncic was the star. The Mavericks played good defense, but honestly, it's hard to really gauge how well they did compared to just how poorly the Jazz did. I mean, the Jazz shot for the game 17% from 3. You can say some of that is Dallas defense, and I'm sure some of that definitely is, but there were a lot of open shots that didn't go down. That was a poop emoji game. There wasn't a single player on the Utah Jazz that did well. Your leading scorer for the game was Ricky Rubio with 11 points, and that's ironic because I think the major problem with this game and with the Jazz team in general right now was absolutely emphasized in this game. The Mavericks did what you were supposed to do when you guard the Jazz. I mean, Rick Carlisle's a good coach, and if you're guarding the Jazz, all he did was double Donovan Mitchell when the starting unit was in and leave Ricky Rubio wide open. When Mitchell would pass out of it, they'd be able to guard the other guys and just leave Rubio open. He couldn't make a shot. The first quarter, he just honestly was missing every single thing he took and turning the ball over. Ricky Rubio, 4 turnovers. And people will say, well, he got 4 steals. Well, you had 4 turnovers, so it doesn't really matter. What you take, what you give, whatever, it doesn't matter. And when you shoot 3 for 9 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and Rick Carlisle, all he has to do is double team the Jazz's best offensive player so that it just mucks up the offense. It's not surprising that the Jazz had a bad offensive night. Tonight they had a terrible shooting night, and compounded on top of that is the fact that the Jazz offensive starting unit is just not effective. It's just not. Sure, Derek Favors is shooting 37% from 3 right now, which is awesome. And that's actually a sign of something that might be working out a little bit. But Ricky Rubio can't hit a shot. And the Jazz can't afford to wait 54 games for it to get better like last season. This Western Conference is tougher than it was last year. And there's just no way you can wait. The Jazz have to make a change. They just have to. And I was watching this game. One of the things I'm noticing, besides the fact that I just wanted to die halfway through the game, but part of it was just the thing about Rubio that's really tough too is he's not an explosive finisher. He's not explosive at the rim. He's not an above the rim player. And so if that mid-range shot that he takes isn't falling, if the 3-point shot isn't falling, he's not a above average finisher at the rim. And it's not like he gets to the rim very quickly either. He's just not hard to guard. And it's easy to guard someone you don't have to guard him at all. It's tough. The Jazz have got to make a change. They've got to do something. Maybe this is just one you throw out and forget about. Maybe. But this was just a sign. I don't know how much worse you can play than this. And, hopefully the Jazz don't get frustrated. I don't think they will. But they've got to figure things out because the West is too good. The Lakers are better. The Mavericks are obviously better. The Jazz found that out tonight. The Sacramento Kings are better. The Spurs are still good, even though they lost Kawhi Leonard. There's just no room for failure like this. The Denver Nuggets are really good, and we're not even a playoff team last year. So Utah's got to figure it out, or you're going to find yourself on the outside looking in. They're 500 right now, which is probably pretty good considering how they haven't figured it out yet. Got to figure it out soon, Jazz. You got to figure it out. And if that means you got to make a change, you've got to be willing to make the change. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Sorry that we didn't have a lot of great things to say today, but when you lose by 50 points to a below 500 team, it's bad. Doncic is really good, though. Mavericks fans should be very happy. That's what we say every time. Also, 3 games against the Mavericks. I'm tired of playing against the Mavericks. Let's play against them in 3 months. All right, guys, talk to you later.